Oh yeah, Black Sun in the Hizzle, all for shizzle dazzle. We got an excellent show here tonight. I'm pulling up the interview right now. Hold on, y'all. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to the YouTube, and then we're gonna go to. Let's see. Let me go find the um. Let me go find the page. Hold on one second here. Napoleon. Let's see. Uh-oh. Running a little late here. Let's see. Let's just type it in because I can't seem to find the damn. Hold on. Let's see if feels attached here. Wagner. No, that's not it. Uh-oh, y'all. Look like I'm about to have a little delay here. Let me just manually type it in. Trump Tucker. Trump Tucker. And it should pop right on up. Facebook, what the hell? Okay. And oh, hold on. We'll stream during. Yeah, let's see. Uh oh. Damn, where is the damn page at? Everything else is coming up but the page that I want. It's funny, you want to look for Trump, ain't nothing but Trump haters come up. Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, hold on. Oh, yo, I'm gonna have to go get my phone. All right, y'all, hold on one second. What's up, man? What's up? What's up, Deacon? What's up, Twin? Yeah, we about to stream this thing. We about to stream this thing as soon as I can find the damn. Apparently, apparently, it's not on the. It's not on the. Oh, where is the damn page at? Y'all give me 1 second. Because the page that I want is not coming up. Let's see. Yeah, nothing but haters, man. Fuck all that. All right, hold on, y'all. Let me go get the goddamn. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Type it in manually. Okay, y'all. I'm not here to play these games with these search engines, man. Shit, I ain't here to play these fucking games. NPC. Here we go. Damn. Let's just type in NPC, and let's see what comes up. Oh, they still tripping. See, this is some bullshit. Oh, this is some bullshit. Hold on. Hold on. The NPC show. Okay. Shadow banning people's shows, man. What the hell's wrong with them? Okay, here we go, y'all. Let's go. All right. We got the debate. Let me share the screen and get started. And y'all enjoy the show.
Companies with HD image by using state-of-the-art chip technology to catch satellite TV signals It unlocks content on all major media platforms, all without ever having to pay for expensive contracts or monthly subscriptions. Making traditional cable providers a thing of the past and setup takes less than a minute. Just plug it in and it works.
There goes. Just in time. Just in time. Look at that. By the way, my name is Frank, host of the NPC Show. Please give me a subscribe if you're new here. I do a new show every day at noon Eastern. Just comedy and politics all mixed in one. And also check out in the description. I've got 6 channels. Okay, so make sure you follow all those if you're interested. Thank you very much. Here we go, guys.
It's debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee. Mr. President, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Why are you at the Fox News debate tonight in Milwaukee?
Well, a lot of people have been asking me that, and many people said you shouldn't do them, but you see the polls have come out, and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points. And, some of them are at 1 and 0 and 2. And I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president? Should I be doing that? And a network that isn't particularly friendly to me, frankly. They were backing Ron DeSanctimonious like crazy, and now they've given up on him. I mean, it's a lost cause. It reminded me very much of 2016. In 2016, I went through the same stuff and had to fight them all the way. And then they became very friendly after I won, or just about when I was winning. But I just felt it would be more appropriate not to do the debate. I don't think it's right to do it. If you're leading by 50, 60, I have one problem leading by 70 points. And I'm saying, why am I doing it? And I'm going to have 8 people, 10 people, whoever made the debate. I don't know how many it is, but I'm going to have all these people screaming at me, shouting questions at me, all of which I love answering, I love doing, but it doesn't make sense to do them. So I've taken a pass, as you probably noticed.
Oh, I did. I'm grateful that you did. It's interesting, though, because you spent a lot of your career in television.
Yeah.
You had a top show in television on NBC. But you don't feel the need now running for president to do television, obviously. Do you think television is declining?
Well, according to a poll that I guess we just saw, it just came out where it's down like 30, 35%. But I think they were referring to cable. I think cable's down because it's lost credibility. MSNBC, or as they say, MSDNC, is so bad. It's so wrong what they write and what they do and what they say. It's fake news, as I said. I think I came up with that term. I hope I did, because it's a good one. It's not tough enough anymore. It's corrupt news. Really what you do is call it corrupt news, but somehow that doesn't play as nicely. But it is corrupt news. So you have MSNBC and you have CNN, who's absolutely doing no ratings at all. I mean, they're dead. But they're doing none because they don't have credibility. They really don't have credibility. Fox is way down, as you know. And the good old days are long ago. I will say this, it could come back, but they just don't have a lot of credibility, Tucker. You know that perhaps better than anybody. I think it was a terrible move getting rid of you. You were number 1 on television, and all of a sudden we're doing this interview, but we'll get bigger ratings using this crazy forum that you're using than probably the debate or competition.
When you say there are people on stage who shouldn't be running for president, who do you mean?
Well, I don't want to really use names, but it wouldn't matter too much. A guy like, I call him Ada Hutchinson. It's Asa, but I call him Ada.
Why do you call him Ada?
I could tell you, but I don't want to get myself in a little trouble. But he's weak and pathetic, and he was, I never understood the guy, never knew him. He was the governor of Arkansas. Not a very popular guy. I don't know how but that state is such a great state. The people are so incredible in that state, and they love me and I love them. How does this guy get elected governor of Arkansas? But he's nasty always, and has been. A guy like Chris Christie, the guy left with a 8%, think of it, 8% approval rating in New Jersey. Now he's running for president, and he runs solely on the basis, let's get Trump. He's like a savage maniac. He's like a lunatic. And that's all he talks about. His poll numbers are very, very low. He's about 2%.
What's he like? You know him well.
No, I've been friendly with him over the years, but I couldn't give him a job because I just never trusted him very much. I was just never one of his people that really trusted him. I never gave him the job. And that's one of the reasons he feels so hurt and so betrayed. And I understand that. I really do. I understand it, but I never gave him. He wanted to be different things. He was looking at different elements of the administration, and we decided. I decided just I didn't want to do it, and now I'm glad I did because you see. But we had some great people. I had great people. We'll have even better people if we do this because now I know Washington. Before I didn't know Washington, but guys like Bill Barr were terrible. I mean, they were, I would say, Bushies. I say that with respect to the Bush family, but they were Bushies, and just it doesn't work out for us.
It was clear. This is kind of far afield, but it was just interesting. I read Barr's account of his time. He wrote a book about it,
right?
His autobiography, and in it he lies about Jeffrey Epstein's death. Clearly lies. Do you think Epstein killed himself sincerely?
I don't know. I will say that he was a fixture in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
I don't know what Barr said about it either. I have no idea what he said. What did he say? He killed himself, probably?
He said he killed himself and that they were going to do this investigation. They never did the investigation. It's never been public.
Well,
and they hid it. And why are they doing that? And clearly Barr knew. But why would Bill Barr be covering up the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Bill Barr didn't do an investigation on the election fraud either, okay? He said he did, and he pretended he did, but he didn't. McSwain, the U.S. attorney in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, said Barr just wouldn't let him do it. It was crazy. Barr became so petrified, so frightened of being impeached. We're going to impeach him. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
It's not a big moment in history. But they said, we're going to impeach. They play a much rougher game, the left, the lunatics. And they were going to impeach Bill Barr, and he was petrified. Now, how do you not get impeached? Don't do any of this stuff. But he didn't do the job there. I don't know what he did with Epstein, but possibly he didn't.
Do you think it's possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I mean, I don't really believe. I think he probably committed suicide. He had a life with, beautiful homes and beautiful everything, and he all of a sudden he's incarcerated and not doing very well. I would say that he did, but there are those people. There are many people. I think you're one of them, right? But a lot of people think that he was killed. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
He was killed.
You think so?
I think the closer you look, I'm not a conspiracy person at all. I believe everything I hear. But yeah, the closer you look into it, I mean, the Attorney General of the United States, your Attorney General, clearly lied about the Epstein death.
Yeah, he was.
Why?
He was certainly. It wasn't well done. They had no cameras. They had no anything. Everybody was sleeping, and a case could be made. Look, I'm not going to get involved in it, but I can tell you a case could be made either way. But it certainly wasn't the most well-run place.
So the reason I'm asking you is I'm looking at the trajectory since 2015 when you got into politics, for real, and then won. It started with protests against you, massive protests, organized protests by the left, and then it moved to impeachment twice,
right?
And now indictment. I mean, the next stage is violence. Are you worried that they're going to try and kill you? Why wouldn't they try and kill you? Honestly.
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick. You have great people in the Democrat Party. You have great people that are Democrats. Most of the people in our country are fantastic, and I'm representing everybody. I'm not just Republicans or conservatives. I represent everybody. I'm the president of everybody. But I've seen what they do. I've seen the lengths that they go to when they make up the Russia. When that's exposed and they go down, and Barr should have gone after them, and other people should have gone after. And they did very late because the Durham report came out. It was fairly good. It could have been a lot tougher, I guess, but it was fairly good. But it explained how corrupt it was. I'll tell you who did a great job was the Inspector General Horowitz. He did a phenomenal report. You didn't have to go to Durham. He did it on Comey and on, I guess, McCabe and some others. And it was a vicious, it was basically a true report, how bad they are. But these people are sick people. These are people that I think they hate our country. You want to know the truth. When you see open borders, when you see these policies that they have, and so many other things, it's so sad to see. We have a country that's very fragile right now. I've never seen, I will say, look, I ran in 16, which was 15, but I ran in 16, election in 16, and there was tremendous spirit. In 20, there was even more spirit. We got millions and millions more votes. It wasn't even a contest. People said, well, what do you think of 20? I said, we did much better. We did. You got to base it on the number of votes. We got many more votes in 20 than we did in 16. But the election was rigged. It was a rigged election. But And with COVID, they use COVID to cheat in a lot of different things. And we have so much on it. It's like so easy. But we had judges that didn't want to look. We had people didn't want to get involved. They called you, he's a conspiracy theorist if you say anything about the election. But I have never seen spirit like there is right now. Even coming down here, just the people on the road that are just absolutely going crazy. And the reason is, I think they like me, and I know they love my policies. I hope they like me too. You know, a lot of people say they don't like me, but they like my I think they like me. But I have never seen spirit like it is right now. And the reason is because crooked Joe Biden is so bad. He's the worst president in the history of our country. I don't think he's going to make it to the gate, but, you know, you never know. But he's a corrupt person, so corrupt that I took the name off Hillary. You know, I don't do two people at one time. I took the crooked Hillary and I retired the name. That was a good day for her. I bet she was very happy. And I used it for Joe because it's crooked Joe. But Joe is really...
But you don't think he's going to make it to November of 2020?
Well, I think he's worse mentally than he is physically. And physically, he's not exactly a triathlete or any kind of an athlete. You look at him, he can't walk to the helicopter. He walks, he can't lift his feet out of the grass. You know, it's only 2 inches at the White House, right? It's not a lot. But you watch him and it looks like he's walking on toothpicks. So, and then you see him on the beach where he can't lift a chair. You know, those chairs are meant to be light, right? They're like 2 ounces. You lift them up. He can't lift the chair. He can't walk to the chair. And I don't know what they're doing with the beach. You know, this beach is seeming to play a big role, but they love pictures of him on the beach. I think he looks terrible on the beach. He looks terrible on the beach.
Skinny legs.
Well, he can't walk through the sand. You know, sand is not that easy to walk through, but when he walks through it, he can't walk through the sand. And there's somebody in there that thinks he looks fabulous at the beach. I think he looks horrible at the beach. Plus, the beach doesn't represent what a president's supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be working. You're supposed to be getting us out of that horrible, horrible war that we're very much involved in with Russia and Ukraine. You could do that. You could do that very easily. I believe you could do that I don't believe he could do it because he's just incompetent. But that's a war that should end immediately, not because of one side or the other, because hundreds of thousands of people are being killed. Can you imagine you're in an apartment house and rockets are going into that building and blowing it up and knocking it down? And why should anybody, human beings, these are human, whether they're Russian or Ukrainian or whatever they are, it's got to be stopped. And it can't be stopped very easily. It would have never started. If I were president, it would have never started.
So back to Biden, I'm interested. So you think he's failing? He obviously is failing. I think it's clear to everybody. But that would make Kamala Harris the candidate?
Well, not really. I mean, I guess they'd have maybe a free-for-all. A lot of people say she has to remain for certain reasons the candidate. She has to. I don't think that's true, actually. I don't think that other people would stand for it. She has some bad moments. Her moments are almost as bad as his. I think his are worse, actually.
Yeah.
But
she seems pretty senile, too.
She speaks in rhyme. You know, it's weird. It's weird. But she has bad moments. And
in rhyme? What do you?
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here and then the bus will go there because that's what buses do. And it's weird. The whole thing is weird. This is not a president of the United States future. And I think they probably have some kind of a primary and other people will get involved.
Newsom, right? I mean,
could be. I mean, you know, I always got along well with him, believe it or not, but could be him, could be somebody else. He's got a big load on his shoulders because you look at California, what's happened. But I don't know if the American people really, the people that vote for him, I don't even know if they care. You know, you look at so many of the things that are going on and people don't seem to be, in the old days, if you had a bad record, it meant a lot. Today, if you have a bad record, it doesn't really mean anything. You know, he looks good. He's a nice looking guy, speaks well. But Biden, every time you watch him talking, it's like he's walking on eggs. You're waiting for him to collapse. And he almost always does. And I got to know the leaders of all of the countries, essentially, but the big ones. And the bigger, the tougher the leader. You know, it's like sort of, I guess maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. But I got to know President Xi of China and Putin and Kim Jong-un. North Korea did a great job with North Korea, kept us out of a nuclear war. We would have 40,000 dead soldiers right now. They'd drop a nuke right on top of the military base. But we have 40,000 soldiers over there. And I did great. I got along with him great. That's a positive. You know, the press said, he said nice things about Kim Jong-un. I also said horrible things at the beginning. Horrible enough that he wanted to talk. And we talked, and we met in Singapore. We met actually twice. And we had unbelievable meetings. I know him very well. We were in great shape with him.
What do you think he and Xi and Putin think of Biden?
I think they can't believe it. I think they probably say this is some kind of a system. You know, they had great respect for our country. They respected me. They had great respect for our country when I was there. Every one of them. Look, if you go to North Korea, you take a look at what happened. You know, the Olympics was dead. South Korea spent billions on the Olympics. Nobody was going to go. They didn't want to get blown up. They called me and they said, we are going to let the Olympics proceed. This is North Korea. I said, you should go into the Olympics. Put your athletes in. It wasn't like, you know, they were big on athletes because, you know.
Famine.
But they went in and they actually participated. And within about 2 days, the entire thing was sold out. And if it wasn't me, that would have never happened. But I got along very well with him, and that's a positive thing. He does have massive nuclear power, by the way. And if Hillary would have gotten in, or if the Obama thought process continued, it would have been a nuclear war, absolutely, with North Korea. He was expecting to go into a war, and it would have been a nuclear war.
So do you think the rest of the world looks on at Biden and thinks someone else has got to be running the government?
Well, somebody else has to be. I don't think he's capable of doing anything. Look, when I debated him, I said, how come, and this was in front of probably not a friend of yours, Chris Wallace. He was the moderator.
Not a friend.
I said, why is it he wants to be Mike, but he doesn't have the talent? It's one of those
bitchy little man.
He wanted to be his father, but he didn't have the talent of his father was great. His father,
little fussy man.
His father interviewed me in 60 Minutes. It was actually a 10. Can you believe it?
I totally. His father had talent, at least.
I may have been the only guy that he gave a good 60 Minutes to. He was rough.
Really?
His father was tough. He was great, though. He was great at what he did. But Chris Wallace was so upset. He was guarding this guy who wouldn't do a show, by the way. You know, he wouldn't do. I figured. I didn't mind Chris Wallace because Biden wouldn't do a show. And it was very obvious. You know, he kept asking him and asking, but he wouldn't do the show. So I figured he's got to like me. But he came from a different planet. But remember when I asked the question, why is it that the mayor of Moscow's wife is allowed to give you $3.5 million? Don't forget, that was brought up. Now it's brought up all the time, but that was brought up by me long before anyone ever heard of it. I said, the mayor of Moscow's wife giving you $3.5 million. What did you do to deserve $3.5 million? To Biden. And Chris Wallace said, this has nothing to do with the debate. I mean, he
got in the way of the question.
No, it was crazy. And I said, well, wait a minute. He got $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife. Now, people forget that, but if you go back and take a look, you will see. And Chris Wallace didn't want me to ask that question. I said, I think it's a very appropriate question. It turned out to be much more appropriate than people thought.
Amazing. So do you have a preference in, assuming you're the Republican nominee and all goes as you plan it to go, do you have a preference in who you run against?
In many ways, I'd love to run against him because his record's so bad. You know, it's still horrible when you look at inflation and everything else, but others also have very bad records. I mean, California's a bad record. So, you know, should it be Gavin or should it be somebody else? When I look at San Francisco, what's happened to that incredible city? That was one of the greatest cities in the world just a short while ago. And now it's very sad when you look at it. Los Angeles, every city practically, all the Democrat-run cities. You know, Republican-run cities are doing very nicely because they arrest people when you have crimes. And they don't go after political candidates because they think it's good. You know, I mean, it's like been amazing. My poll numbers are the highest I've ever had. But because people understand it.
Can I just ask you, that gets back to my original question. So if the protest didn't work, you got elected anyway. Yeah. Impeachment didn't work twice, obviously. Indictment is not working. Your poll numbers go up. When they raided Mar-a-Lago in August of last year, your numbers went up. They can indict you 20 times and you're not going to lose the Republican primary because of that.
Well, so it makes it look even more ridiculous. I mean, the 4 indictments, and maybe there'll be more. I don't know. These people are crazy.
But they're counterproductive. So if you chart it out, it's an escalation, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So what's next after, try to put you in prison for the rest of your life? That's not working. So like, don't they have to kill you now?
I think the people of our country don't get enough credit for how smart they are. I'm not sure I would have said this 10 years ago, but they get it. They really get it. When somebody gets indicted, your poll numbers go down. When somebody gets indicted, you announce, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be leaving to spend time with my family and to fight for the rest of my life on this stuff. But you're out of politics. I got indicted 4 times. All trivia, nonsense, bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's horrible when you look and you look at what they're doing. The boxes hoax, I'm covered by the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to do exactly that. He's not covered, and he's got 25 times the number of boxes, and he's got them stored in Chinatown. He's got them stored in a flimsy garage underneath his Corvette at Penn. And by the way, at Penn, he gets millions of dollars. China pays this guy millions of dollars. See, I think he's the most corrupt president we've ever had. And he also has the distinction of being the most incompetent. And I believe both. I mean, he's both incompetent and corrupt.
So
and I actually
government?
believe he's compromised because China knows so much about him. They know where the money comes from. They know where it is, who paid it, and they probably paid it. Well, they do pay Penn, and he gets $1 million. I think he takes $999,000 because, keeps it a little bit under $1 million, like by $1. But he, in many ways, is a Manchurian candidate. We have a Manchurian candidate, and he's afraid to tell Russia to get out of Cuba. He's afraid to tell China to get out of Cuba. He's afraid. China now is building, think of this, China's building military installations in Cuba. The Cuban population of Miami is not too happy because they're never going to be able to go back. And you don't even hear about it. And the worst culprit is the press, the media, because normally, when I first heard that China's building installations in Cuba, and installations means military installations. Okay, they said just some communication. They did that on the islands with Japan. They took the island, they started this massive construction, and they told everybody, including the Japanese have to be very careful. They told everybody that this is a housing development. They're going to build a housing development. And I said, how come the runway is 20,000 feet long? Private jets need 4,000 feet. They don't need 20,000 feet. The big ones need 20,000 feet. They don't even need 20. And I looked at the runway. I said, that's the largest runway ever built, both in width and length, for housing development. There's nobody that has a plane that big that you would have a runway that's
Why is
for
China
testing.
allowed to conduct imperialism in our hemisphere?
Well, yeah, and it's far beyond Cuba. It's all over South America.
Yeah, in the Caribbean.
So we built a thing called the Panama Canal. We lost 35,000 people to the mosquito, malaria.
Yeah.
We lost 35,000 people building. We lost 35,000 people because of the mosquito. Vicious. They had to build under nets. It was one of the true great wonders of the world. As he said, one of the 9 wonders of the world. No, it was one of the 7. It happened a little while ago, It says 9 wonders of the world. You could make 9 wonders. He would have been better off if he stuck with the 9 and just said, yeah, I think it's 9. But this is one of the true 7 wonders of the world. And you take a look at the Panama Canal. It was such an incredible engineering marvel. We sold it under Jimmy Carter. We sold it to Panama for $1. The following day, they quadrupled the amount of money that ships had to pay to get across. They didn't lose one ship. And now they've made it much bigger, and now they've widened it. They've doubled it, right? They've more than doubled it. And it's one of the most profitable things. Any time it's just incredible, right? We gave it away for $1. China now controls it. They actually control the Panama Canal. They run it, they control it. And we shouldn't let that happen. And we can't let China be in Cuba. And they'll get out. If I'm president, they'll get out. Because I had a very good relationship with President Xi, but he respected this country. He respected me. And he'll get out. And we can't let them run the Panama Canal. We built the Panama Canal. Should have never been given to Panama. We should have had it. But we gave it for $1. Think of it. They quadrupled. In one day, they lifted the fees, which are, pretty big. for these massive ships to go through, right? Rather than going around the Cape and to all the tremendous storms, such beauty, such, when it's beautiful stuff. But you didn't want to get caught in those storms. Those were storms that wiped out the biggest ships. And we go through the Panama Canal, we built it, and we gave it away for $1. Think of that. How stupid are we? We have done the stupidest things in this country. And now we have a president that can't put two sentences together, can't speak, can't walk, can't talk. I don't think he gets to the starting gate, but these people do miracles. I mean, he ran out of his basement, and you got away with that one because of COVID, so he sort of got away with it. They cheated on the election. But you have people that are very smart, but they're fascists and they're radical left lunatics, and they're destroying our country with the all-electric cars and the windmills all over the place, which, by the way, don't work. And they're most of them made in China. For the most part, they're made in China. Germany a little bit, but China. But you look at what's happening to our country, even no voter ID. I mean, why don't they want voter ID? There's only one reason they don't want voter ID, because they want to cheat. I mean, who doesn't want, the Democrat convention, the last one, they had voter ID that was this big. It looked like a prison card, this big on their chest. You walked in, they had your picture, your this, your fingerprint. They had everything. The most incredible voter ID I've ever seen. That was to get into the Democrat National Convention. But to get in to vote, if you buy groceries, if you buy practically anything now, you have ID on a card, credit cards or otherwise.
But don't you think it's racist to have to show your ID?
Well, they probably say that. They use anything not to show ID, because voter ID is pretty simple. And we could go back, and we should go back to all paper ballots, voter ID, same-day voting. France did it. France had mail-in ballots, and it was terrible. Anytime you have mail-in ballots, you're going to have massive cheating on your elections. Anytime, but not just the presidential election. Anytime you have...
Isn't that the whole point of them? So
yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. It's the whole point. That's their whole point. They want to cheat. Yeah. They have to cheat because their policies are so bad that if they didn't cheat, they couldn't get elected. Who wants open borders? Who wants high taxes? Who wants high interest rates? Who wants to not be able to use a gas stove or have to drive an electric car, which, you have a 4-hour drive, but the car only goes an hour and a half. So you have to charge it. The happiest moment for somebody in an electric car is the first 10 minutes. In other words, you get it charged, and now for 10 minutes. The unhappiest part is the next hour, because you're petrified that you're not going to be found another charger. People, I'm saying, I'm not knocking electric cars, they're fine. They're fine. But if people want to buy a gasoline car or a hybrid, hybrids are pretty good, actually, but they should be allowed to buy. They don't want to do any of this. So right now, California's in a big brownout, because their grid is a disaster. The grid all over the country is sort of a disaster, but the grid in California. And yet they want to have in a very short period of time, millions and millions of cars going off that grid, essentially. It doesn't work.
So plug your car into a grid that's failing.
You should be able to buy an electric car. Electric cars could be fine if you drive short distances and you want to have, whatever, and you have plug-ins everywhere you go. They could be fine. But you got to have gasoline cars. You got to have everything. Let people buy everything. Now there's the new thing is your heating systems in the house. They don't want you to have a modern day heating system. They want you to use a heating system that will cost you at least $10,000 to buy and won't work very well. None of the stuff works as well. One of the things I did with EPA is you have states, many states, most of the states have so much water, it comes out of heaven, right? The water pours down and you have it. It's there. It's got to go wherever it goes, into the oceans, whatever. It's not like a big problem. Now, in some states, they have a problem. You have some desert areas and all, and for that, it's okay. But they have sinks where no water comes out. You turn it on, no water comes out. No water comes out of the shower. No water is allowed to go into the washing machine for your dishes or for your clothing or what. And I avoided all of that.
Wait, they have sinks where no water comes out?
Sure, you have restrictors. When I say no water, very little water. You want to wash your hands, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen this, and you turn on the sink and it's very little. Or you want to wash your beautiful hair, right? And you're standing under a shower. Then the suds never go. The water comes out very slowly. I'm sure you've seen this. It usually takes place in new hotels and new homes.
Yeah, you take a drill and take the
they have
limiter out.
Well, you can, but now they make it so you can't do that so easily. They have a restrictor. It's called a restrictor, and restricts the water from coming out. So I ended all of that. And you have to see these, they let the water come out. You know what people do? They wash their hands like 5 times longer, or in the washing machine, they'll press for their, let's say the dishwasher, they'll press it. Then they'll press it about 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
They'll end up using more water, and it still won't be very good. I met with the head of Whirlpool. They were practically going out of business during my administration, and they said to me, from Ohio, incredible, great state, I love Ohio, and they were really doing badly because people were dumping washing machines all over, mostly from South Korea, but also from China. And he was explaining it's just a terrible situation. I said, let me ask you, how's the quality? He says, we're better, but they are good enough quality. But, you know, of course he's going to say that, but, you know, they are better. He said, but they don't allow us. They're dumping these machines. They're cutting us in half. They're killing us. And on top of it, the government won't let us use water in our machines. I mean, he shows me like a quarter of a bottle of water. That's supposed to be washing clothing. And I freed it all up, and I put tariffs on these countries that were selling and the machines coming into the country. And that company went from all the washing machine companies, they make washing machines, they make dryers, they make all of the different machines that do this kind of work, including dishwashers. And they went from a disaster area to being just thriving.
But can I ask,
they love me in that part of Ohio.
Well, I bet they do, but why should EPA, no one at EPA was elected by anybody.
Yeah. Why
do they have the power to decide how much water your washing machine uses? Shouldn't Congress in a democracy get to vote on that?
Yeah, you could say that. They do things that are not very...
So how do you, that's my question. How do you, if you get elected again, go back to Washington, how do you keep the agencies under control? How do you keep FBI and CIA specifically under control?
The way you do it, like I fired Comey, that was a big deal. You know, a lot of people said, and I fired him very early. Somebody said, oh, I wish you would have fired him. There was a real question about firing him anyway. You understand, because, you know, when they have a 10-year term, there is a question. I fired Comey. That was a great thing. If I didn't fire Comey, maybe I wouldn't be talking to you, or I'd be talking to you about real estate or something else other than politics, right? That was a coup, in my opinion. That was a very sick deal. That was the insurance policy. You remember the insurance policy? Oh, she's going to win, darling. She's going to win. But just in case she doesn't, we have an insurance policy. An insurance policy was what they were doing. And we caught them with that. That was a very important tweet or whatever it was, text. It was a big deal. That was a big deal. The insurance policy. She's going to win 100 million to 1. That's not good odds. At least they gave me 1, right? 100 million to 1. But just in case she doesn't win, we have an insurance policy. And everybody said, that's strange. That's strange. But we caught all that because I fired Comey. Because when I fired Comey, it was like throwing a rock into a hornet's nest, into a nest of bees, and the place went crazy.
So when you were president, are you confident that you knew everything, say, CIA was doing around?
No, I'm not. I'm not. It's a very interesting group of people. I had very good relationships, I thought, but I was a little surprised when I got out that, you know, things go on. Look, it's...
what were you surprised by?
I was surprised. I think it's some of the people. I was surprised that there was... I had a group of people. Look, we killed many, using the CIA, I have to say this, very bad actors. We were very good at it. You look at Soleimani, you look at al-Baghdadi, bigger than Osama bin Laden. I mean, Osama bin Laden is, but al-Baghdadi did ISIS, and he was rebuilding ISIS very strongly.
And that was the CIA that did that?
That was really us that did that.
Yeah.
That was really us that did that. And Soleimani was us that did that, not so much CIA. But we did some very good work with the CIA. But I started, you know, when I looked at the 51 intelligence agents saying that that was the laptop from hell was Russia disinformation, when I took a look at that, I said, that's a horrible thing. They knew it wasn't. They knew it was not. And by the way, you're talking about cheating on the election? McLaughlin and Fabrizio, great pollsters, they said a thing like that plus other things meant anywhere from 10 to 17% of the vote would change.
Whatever happened to Mike Pence? You've always been nice to Pence. I've never heard you criticize Pence. You've defended him in public many, many times. He's out there attacking you. What is that?
So Mike wants to run for president. You got to understand, In my opinion, Mike Pence had the absolute right to send the votes back to the legislatures. The Democrats and everybody said, you don't have the right. In other words, what I said, is he a human conveyor belt? You mean if he finds fraud in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, in any of these states, Arizona, he has to send them to Mitch McConnell, right? That's right, sir. Well, if he finds fraud, he has to. Yes, sir. I said, so he's a conveyor belt. Boom, put him in. I said, I don't agree with that. And we had some lawyers, not all, we had some lawyers that said, no, you do have the right to send them back to the legislatures to be rechecked. Because if you looked at what went on in Wisconsin, who, by the way, now agree with me, Wisconsin has been virtually, other than the fact they're not allowed to do anything statutorily, but Wisconsin has been, I mean, what they found is incredible. I mean, we won Wisconsin. But Mike Pence had the right, in my opinion, to send him back.
Do you ever talk to him now?
No, I haven't spoken to him in a long time. I was very disappointed in him. I didn't want to do what Thomas Jefferson did. Thomas Jefferson, it was Georgia. And it was, hear ye, hear ye, the great state of Georgia is not capable or allowed to tabulate their votes. And Thomas Jefferson, who was the vice president, said, is Georgia sure that they cannot tabulate their votes? Georgia is sure. He didn't send them back and have them redo it. He said, we will keep the votes of the great state of Georgia for Thomas Jefferson and his president. I didn't ask him for that. Could have done that too, but I didn't. I thought that would be turmoil. I asked him to send him back to his legislature, to the legislatures, you know, in Wisconsin, let's say.
But why didn't he? I mean, you'd worked together for 4 years. You're the president. He's VP. You say you're aligned on everything.
I think he got very bad advice. I really do. Now, let me tell you what happened. I sat there with a few people. I think his lawyer was in the room too. His lawyer was very much against it. There were other lawyers that felt you could do it. It was one of those things. I think you could have done it. I think you can always do something if you see fraud or if you see problems. But it's very interesting. So after the election was over, the rhinos got together with the Democrats and they redid the election, so you couldn't do it anymore. So then I called the people. I said, so in other words, you're saying I was right. You could do it. Yes, you could do it. In other words, they took the Voting Act and they redid it so the vice president no longer has the power to do what I said he could do. So when that happened, I said, wow. And you know, you'd look some of these Democrats in the eye and they'd say, he has absolutely no right to do it. And immediately after the election, they met rhinos, could name them all, and Democrats, and they approved legislation that takes away the right of the vice president to do it. So I said, so you're saying I was right. The vice president did have the right to do it. And they said, yes, he did.
So if you're saying they stole it from you last time, why wouldn't they do the same this time?
Oh, well, they'll try. They're going to be trying, yeah. And not only me, you know. Look, DeSantis is out. I think he's gone. So he was at a level. People have figured him out. He's gone. But if somebody else got in, other than me, they'll go at him just as viciously as they did me. These people are sick. They will go after them. And a lot of people say they won't be able to hold up. I do get credit for holding up quite well, I must tell you. I think it's...
How do you do that? How do you get indicted, you know, every week and stay cheerful?
I think it's a lot easier because I'm so high in the polls, because it means the people get it. The people see it's a fraud. The people see it, like this horrible district attorney from just a little while ago, from essentially Atlanta, that's Fulton County. She said, basically, I don't have any right to challenge an election. Well, what about Stacey Abrams? What about Hillary Clinton? What about all of these Democrats that are still challenging my election? The same people that are saying he's challenging an election challenged my election. And they did it with slates. They did it with all sorts of things. They were very bad about it. But basically, they're suing me and they're saying, you don't have any right to challenge it. If you challenge an election, we're going to indict you and put you in jail. So what they're doing is they've weaponized, and don't kid yourself, the DOJ and Biden and the whole group, they're watching all of this stuff. They love the local stuff. You know, the DA in Manhattan, Not only that, they put one of the DOJ top people into the Manhattan DA's office to run things. They don't even have a case against me. It's not even a case. Everyone says, even the Democrats say, you can't bring these cases. You have no case. The attorney general or the district attorney, Fannie Willis in Atlanta, she's getting killed. Basically, she's saying Trump doesn't have the right to criticize an election. But you've been around long enough now. You've seen many elections criticized. I mean, Hillary Clinton goes crazy. Every time she talks, she says, he's not the president. Jimmy Carter said, he's not the president. Well, I am the president. Hillary Clinton called me, by the way, at 3:02 in the morning to congratulate me the night of the election.
Did her voice crack?
Well, her voice was, it's very different, I will say. I won't get into that. But
What do you mean?
her voice was very different. Don't forget, they were all celebrating at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I came home and I said, I think we won. I felt we won because the rallies are so big. We'd go to Wisconsin and we'd go to Georgia. We'd go to different states. In Michigan, we'd have rallies. In Pennsylvania, we had 58,000 people in Butler. And I said, how are we losing this? How do you have a rally where you have from 50 to 100,000 people, many of them, I did 7 a day for a couple of days. That's a lot. That's a lot. These are big rallies too. And I didn't hold back. I didn't say, let's make them let's do abbreviations, right? But they challenged this stuff. Yeah. Hillary called me up and conceded. Now, the word is that Obama said you have to do that. But she called up and totally conceded. But now, every time you see her on television, she's saying she's challenging the election.
Do you think
so? That would mean that she should be indicted, but that would mean also that Stacey Abrams in Georgia should be indicted because she still thinks she won the election for governor. She still thinks that. She's never recanted. And
do you think Stacey Abrams will be indicted for that?
No, of course not. She won't be. The Democrats don't get indicted for things like that. They don't get impeached. No, it's a different thing. With that being said,
yes,
I had great support when they did impeachment hoax #1 and impeachment hoax #2. Jim Jordan, the House was fantastic. And actually the Senate was very good for me, other than, Mitch McConnell. I think it's too bad I endorsed him. He was begging, he was going to lose that race and I endorsed him and he ended up winning the race because of my endorsement. He was down, he was going to lose to Amy McGrath. She was $90 million in cash, all set to go. She was leading by 3. He was going down. I did him a favor. And then 3-4 months later, he really wanted to impeach me. He's a bad guy. But if you look at what's going on politically, it's so interesting. The level of loyalty is different in politics than it is in normal life, I will say. With that being said, I've had great loyalty also. But the House was fantastic. The Senate was very good. They overrode Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, in my opinion, was trying to get senators to impeach me, especially for the second one. And on the first one, he acted very, very slow. He should have gone much faster. But Mitch McConnell wanted to, and the senators went up to guys that are subservient to him because he gives money. He gives them money. He gives them a lot of money. He raises some money and he gives it to them, and therefore they do what he said. That's the only form of leadership he's got.
So last question, if you're elected president again, what's your number one priority? When you ran last time, you said, I will build a wall. This time, your bottom line top promise to the country.
So you can do numerous things at the same time.
Of course.
But let's say number one is a border and taking hundreds of thousands of criminals that have been allowed into our country and getting them out and bringing them back to their country, Guatemala. By the way, not only the 4 countries that we think of as neighbors, all over the world. Last month, we had 149 countries represented. Think of it. We had 149 countries represented, Tucker, from places that many people never even heard of, coming into our country. And they're coming in from mental institutions and they're coming in from prisons. They're emptying out their prisons all over South America. They're emptying out their mental institutions. Terrorists are pouring into our country. We have no idea. I had the strongest border in the history of our country, and I built almost 500 miles of wall. They like to say, oh, was it less? No, I built 500 miles. In fact, if you check with the authorities on the border, we built almost 500 miles of wall, and I had another 200 that I was going to build. You know, it's like water, it seeks. And we're going to build another 200. We built it. It was all set to go. All they had to do was install it. It would have taken 3 weeks. And that's when I found out. I said, I think these people actually want open borders. The first thing I would do would be I would seal up the border good and tight, except for people that want to come in legally.
Do you think we're moving towards civil war?
There's tremendous passion and there's tremendous love. You know, January 6th was a very interesting day because they don't report it properly. I believe it was the largest crowd I've ever spoken before. And you know some of the crowds I've spoken before. And like July 4th on the mall, I think they had 1 million people there. But I think that the biggest crowd I've ever spoken before was on January 6th. And people that were in that crowd, a very, very small group of people. And we said patriotically and peacefully and patriotically, right? Nobody ever says that. Go peacefully and patriotically. But people that were in that crowd that day, very small group of people, went down there, and then there are a lot of scenarios that we can talk about. But people in that crowd said it was the most beautiful day they've ever experienced. There was love in that crowd. There was love and unity. I have never seen such spirit and such passion and such love. And I've also never seen simultaneously and from the same people such hatred of what they've done to our country.
So do you think it's possible that there's open conflict? We seem to be moving towards something.
I don't know, because I don't know what it, you know, I can say this. There's a level of passion that I've never seen. There's a level of hatred that I've never seen. And that's probably a bad combination.
Donald Trump, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
Thank you.
That is a bad combination, by the way.
Bad combination. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here. That is the end of that. I'm not going to be finished right now. I am. By the way, if you're new here, hello, my name is Frank, host of the NPC show. I do a new show every, Sunday through Thursday at noon Eastern. Sometimes I'll do a Friday, maybe sometimes I do a Saturday show, depending on how busy it is. But I hope you will give me a subscribe if you're new here. Thank you very much. And also, we're not done, by the way. I'm actually, what we're going to do right now is we're going to cut off of YouTube. Because I actually just found out that Chris Christie went after Vivek today in that BS debate today. So we're gonna watch that together, but I can't play it here because of you.
Okay, y'all, that we just watched it, man. Oh man, that was a good interview. Hey, Ron, what I was saying, you can come up. When I say, y'all gonna hear me say this a lot. When people say, "Oh, Trump's gonna get locked up," when I say, "Don't hold your breath." That's from my generation. You know, I'm older. I'm 50. Don't hold your breath, meaning, you know, when people say, "Oh, I hope it happens," it's just a form of wishful thinking, Ron. That's all. And if you hold your breath too long, you're going to suffocate. And suffocation is a horrible death. So that's what I mean by don't hold your breath, because you could die of suffocation. So that's all I'm saying. It's not a threat. It's a saying, like, don't, like, breathe. Like, don't get it. It's wishful thinking. So that's what it was. That man going to Russia. I don't know what Lacey's talking about. Lacey, let me drop a link. I ain't gonna be long, but I will take a couple of questions if somebody want to hop on. So yeah, I was just telling Lacey, don't hold your breath. That's wishful thinking. Trump's not gonna get locked up. And if you're holding your breath, you could die a terrible death. Suffocation is a terrible death. So that's all I was saying, Ron. I know it's morbid and dark, but people are holding their breath like, oh, Trump's going to go to jail. That's what I mean by don't hold your breath. Trump's going to go to prison for 100 years. That's what I'm saying. So if I hold my breath too long, I'm gonna suffocate myself. You know, if a human being holds their breath too long, they're gonna suffocate. So that's what I was saying. She's saying Trump going. I don't know what. If y'all pay attention to my shows, then y'all know Russia has some of the richest people. They're getting rich. if y'all watch my show, y'all subscribe because then y'all learn about BRICS. Y'all will learn about how China, Brazil, Russia is now on the gold standard. And now the dollar's dead. Biden killed our economy. It's under his watch. And we keep pouring fiat money into Ukraine. So yeah, y'all tune in because Black Sun, I know, like I said, we gonna do every Tuesday we do the Arena This Week, and on Thursday we do Arena Abroad. So yeah, and I'm gonna touch on Prigozhin. Y'all know Prigozhin died today in a plane crash. Let's see what were we saying. They playing to us, the gatekeeper like this chaos. I like your disposition, sir. Lacey, you sound like a tinfoil hat. Sister Lacey, let me bring some reality to you. You can hit the link if you like. Let me just that's the link right there. You can hit the link. Was gas cheaper under Trump? Yes or no? We just gonna keep it simple. We're not gonna get all Area 51 conspiracy theory. We're gonna keep it basic and simple, Lacey. Was gas prices at the lowest? I don't know how old you are, Lacey. I'm 50 years old, and let me tell you, here in Georgia, gas was down to $2.12 a gallon. What's going on? What's going on, Ron? What's going on?
What's going on with you, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Hey, what I was saying was that when I say wishful thinking, I'm not like wishing bad upon them. I'm trying to help them out, saying don't hold your breath. It's just like that's my generation, meaning like, oh, I wish.
Don't wait on it. Don't wait on it.
Yeah, don't wait on it because suffocation, you'll suffocate.
You know what? I man, I don't know. I tend to agree with you. I don't think he's gonna do no. I think they're gonna try and give him like house arrest.
Right. And if they give him house arrest, he's gonna sell ankle bracelets. And they didn't, they thought about doing a mug shot, but they don't know he's gonna make more money off the damn mug shots because he's gonna sell t-shirts.
Oh, I'm about to. If he get a mug shot, I'm selling some.
I'm getting some shirts too, man. Shit. Hey, Trump is. Hey,
I might as well. Hey, I've been through a few black conservative spots, man. What you doing? You can make some money, man. Just stick with it for real, because
okay. And
these dudes got 100,000 subscribers doing that. I don't know how. I mean, some been on, but they don't even look like they've been on long, man. They just talking, but they kind of shucking and jiving, man. They ain't really ADOS. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of feel. See, that's the one thing I respect about you. You like doing it. I understand why you doing it. It just seemed like they doing it to get along. You know what I'm saying? They making money. I can't knock them. They making money off this YouTube shit. But I don't think they just informing people, man. And I think that's what we got to stop doing, man. Like, I think you can be real with, you know what I'm saying, yourselves, just like you was talking about the God thing. Like, I ain't all God like some Trump supporters are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be realistic. I might not agree with what you're saying, but it's almost like a compromise. I'm going to give up something. You're going to give up something. We're going to try and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, but stick what you're doing.
Oh, man, appreciate that, Ron. Appreciate that. Lacey said the dollar lost 8% value worldwide. That is a fact under Biden. And again, Lacey, I don't know if you know about BRICS. Pull up BRICS and you'll see the meeting between South Africa, Brazil, Russia, India, China.
See, I heard that was off the show. Didn't Putin put that on? Did Putin put that meeting on? Vladimir Putin, didn't he put that meeting on?
He put the first one on. The one I'm talking about now is the second one, but the first one, he put the first one on. The first one was fire. The second one was fire too, but the first one was like,
I heard that first one he was just doing it for show, man.
No, man,
I gotta give my boy AC because he's political, but he's a Democrat. So
bring him on.
We about to get this going. It's about to be political season. So you ain't watching the debate. You watch a little bit of it? No.
No, man, because Trump is so way ahead. Why watch the debate?
I understand why Trump do it just because of the legal matter, but it's gonna hurt him. It's gonna hurt him.
No,
yes, man. Like, you want to be president, but you can't even speak, and you can't even speak because you under investigation.
Dude, the investigation, his poll numbers have gone up, right?
amongst his base. But the base ain't gonna get you a general election. You saw that the last time.
When I say gone up, I'm talking about in swing states, Georgia.
But that's still his base.
Huh?
That's still his base. You think
he must have a large base because he's ahead. When I say ahead, he's ahead of Biden. I'm not even talking about the Chris Christie's and the Sanders.
How long we got before that election? At least a year. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats ain't that. I mean, it's the game. They know what to do. They okay. See, that's
so they're gonna They're gonna do another COVID-19. I get it.
No, I don't think that. See, they got y'all so riled up. That's what I'm saying. They got y'all so riled up. Any little thing they do, you're talking about COVID, yada yada. It's just gonna be like the flu thing. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna ask you to wear masks.
Well, as long as they don't shut down anything, Trump's
I don't think they're gonna shut down unless it get crazy. But if it get crazy, wouldn't you want shit shut down? Motherfuckers, well, I'm sorry. If people just
you and Deacon, y'all saying that there's a long road ahead. Well, let me give y'all a brief of what's going on the last year. Biden has wasted over $83 trillion, and I'm being nice when I say $80 trillion on Ukraine.
That's what they do. That's part of the game.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's part of the game, man.
It's part of the game.
That's part of the game. Trump did it too.
There was no war under Trump.
You know how much Trump did?
Huh?
$7.8 billion, trillion dollars.
To what country? We weren't at war under Trump.
Just itself, just the debt in 4 years, man. That's a lot of money. Oh,
Ron, you know.
Yes, bro. They just said it on Fox. They just said it on Fox
News. Oh, the same.
No,
news
man. I mean,
said,
Mike Pence. I'm sorry.
The same news that said that there was Russian collusion. Let me say it like this: any news organization that contributed to Russian collusion is disqualified.
You think Fox said something about Russian collusion? I thought they had.
No, you didn't, but Fox did.
Fox says, wait a minute.
Yes, sir. They sure did.
No, I don't remember that.
They drank. Yes, sir. They drank the goddamn Russian collusion Kool-Aid. Yes, they did.
They said that Trump. So they said that the shit about Trump was true. I don't remember them saying that.
For them even acknowledging it and even goddamn giving it fuel.
I thought they disputed it more than anything. I can remember them disputing this, man.
The only one that was disputed
they have
was
no evidence. They're just saying that, and then they would do shows confirming it. Like, see, we said, yeah, especially on the 5, man. Damn,
okay, you know what? I'll give credit towards Tucker Carlson, who they fired. But everybody else was not, even goddamn Sean Hannity was on some.
Are you familiar with Tucker's background, man?
Huh?
You familiar with his background, where he come from?
Who?
Tucker.
No.
He come from money. Father's from the Swanson. You ever heard of Swanson dinner?
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. I have. Yeah. Swanson
his father married like the heiress of that. So he come from money, very like preppy nerd, probably was an outcast, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but, Ron, I gotta ask you one question, man. I gotta ask you one question. Because I ask just the important questions like I asked Lacey, and Lacey started dancing. So I'm gonna see if you're gonna start dancing. Was gas at its lowest price under Trump?
Oh my God. Ever? No, not ever.
I'm sorry. What period? How old are you, Ron?
When I started driving, gas was 99 cents a gallon.
Okay, so you must be my age then.
I'm up.
Because that was the last time it was that low was in 1981 under damn.
No, man, 96, man.
96.
95, 96. Yeah, I had a Buick Skylark.
Where was damn gas that low at?
Oh, I was in Ohio. I was in Akron, Ohio.
In Ohio, gas was that low. I don't remember it being
in 1995.
I don't remember that.
How much was it, you think, in 1995?
It was like $2.
Here in Georgia, wait, hold on, 1995.
1995. Right. It was like really? Here in Georgia, it was like around that was Bush. 1995. That was Bush. So it was about $2.75 here in Georgia.
Wow.
But Georgia's a bigger city than up north in Cleveland. So our bad gas price is going to be a little higher, but for the size of what Atlanta is, being one of the biggest cities, our gas prices under Trump was $2.12. That's that's a record low.
Are you talking
here in
about?
Georgia.
Are you talking about during the pandemic or before the pandemic?
I'm talking about before the pandemic, because that's when I bought my truck.
So before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, under Trump, that's when I got my house and my damn truck. Yeah. So yeah, I remember all that. I was able to get all that stuff under Trump.
And that was diesel. Like he was blowing down some regulations, so it possibly could have. But you were buying diesel though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so see, that might be what I'm like, because I'm gonna say.
But it was low. But it was low on regular petrol too. It was low also. I remember filling up my tank for like $25.
What kind of you had it? And you also had a truck, like your regular vehicle was a truck too.
I remember, man. Under Trump, I got a dump truck and I got a pickup truck and I got a regular hoopty. And all three of them, well, my regular vehicles, I would spend like maybe $25 to fill it up under Trump. The whole 4 years Trump was in office.
Oh man, so the only reason why you want Trump back is because of the gas.
Number one, because of the gas. Number two, because he wants to end the war in Ukraine. We're sending over $83 trillion over to Ukraine, and Biden keeps sending money over. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I
don't. Let me ask you the question.
I completely agree with you on that. I don't think they need to be funding this war anymore.
Right. Well, guess who said he wants to end the war in 24 hours?
Man, come on. You could say anything. You could
Trump.
Let me ask you.
Why I believe? You know why I believe Trump? You know why I believe Trump? Because Trump is the only modern day president that went over to Kim Jong Un.
Oh man,
Kim Jong Un and shook hands with him, and you know what I'm saying. And then he did not start no new wars, bro. I believe Trump because he proved it. Like say he crossed the North. First of all, he's the first president to cross over the North Korean border.
What? Like I told you, nothing came of that, man. And dude was still shooting rockets. He's still building rockets, man.
Right, because Trump's out of office. He wasn't doing that.
He was doing this, man. He had several tests when Trump was in office, bro. He was testing them missiles.
After the meeting or before the meeting? Yeah, because I remember before the meeting he was.
Before the meeting. During Trump's president.
I want to say under Trump's presidency,
but he did at least 3 or 4.
So Ron, what new war did Trump initiate under his presidency?
None. So you saying Barack? What new war did Barack initiate under his presidency?
Afghanistan.
He initiated Afghanistan.
He initiated.
Or did he inherit it?
Okay, he might inherit.
Yeah, he inherited.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. He started goddamn Libya. He goddamn destabilized Libya. That's right. That's what Obama did.
That was some wild shit. But I don't think he was in his right. Like everything Barack did ain't perfect either. But I don't think he started no new with that. I mean, a bombing, that was almost an airstrike. But I ain't saying it was right. Not saying it was right.
And I believe Obama started Syria. Now he did start Syria.
He started Syria?
Yeah, he did. Oh, and they started, you know what? Technically, they started Ukraine. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to give that to Biden. I'm not going to even give that to Obama. I'm going to give that to Biden.
You said Obama started.
No. Obama started. He started Syria, and he destabilized Libya. And
that ain't no war. You can't call it destabilization of a country war.
What they were enslaving people. What are you talking about? Now to destabilize. Once they got rid of Gaddafi, they started enslaving.
You said started a war though.
I mean, destabilize. You're disrupting a society that was functioning.
I don't want to say, but all the Western countries do that. From Britain to France, like you was just talking about France, they do it.
We didn't do it under Trump, though. Is what I'm saying.
Man.
And I agree with you on England and France because they follow everything that we do. So yeah, I agree with that. Now, the only thing that Trump did in his office that I disagree with was when he got into Angela Merkel about the damn Nord Stream pipeline. I say let Russia, and this is proof that Russia and Putin basically, Putin wanted to sell, because he most of the damn European oil comes from Russia. And Trump was like, no, let's shut that down. So yeah, I was against Trump on that, but everything else, no, Trump was on par. But that's the one thing I disagree with him on, man. He should just let Putin make his money. That has nothing to do with us. But see, Trump, you know, he wants America to have all of the money, and I get it. You know, I mean, yeah, but we got enough money, man. Let Putin and them, because Putin is becoming a goddamn capitalist. Let Russia sell their oil to goddamn Europe. I'm all for that because it's cheaper. It's cheaper. It's way cheaper, man, than us goddamn shipping oil all the way from all across the Atlantic over to Europe, man. That's gonna be too costly for us and Europe.
You don't think eventually we're gonna have to go to electric now?
Yeah, fuck
Why
no.
we thinking like that, man?
Hell no.
So you think we're gonna run on diesel fuel forever?
You know, the earth.
Why would we even want to? Like, we're dependent on those people. Like, that's even more reason. I ain't even just saying no, like climate control, but just the new source of energy.
Have you been to Los Angeles?
No.
Okay, you need to go to Los Angeles and once in your life, and there's a place called La Brea Tar Pits.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
And you'll learn there, once you get into the deep studies, you'll learn that the earth just reproduces oil and oil and oil. It's nonstop. It's like oil on your skin.
Right?
Huh?
It's a tar pit, right?
Yeah, La Brea Tar Pits. But
So
the same process.
So you said you turn that tar into oil?
No, what I'm saying is that the earth produces tar and it produces oil.
You said the earth, but what about America? Just America? Do we produce oil like that?
Right. And that's another reason why I want to vote for Trump too. He wants to start drilling. The earth produces enough. It's not going to stop producing oil.
No,
and even if we go electric.
I'm talking about America. Do we have something like in Utah, South Dakota?
Yeah, we got. You asking me what? We got reserves?
No, I'm saying enough gas to pump out of the ground anywhere in America to sustain us.
Yeah.
So we could be literally energy independent.
Yes.
Like Trump said.
Yes.
And how long would that take? Because you got to think, you drill. So how long would that take, you think? Year, 2 years?
No, I would, you know what? Let's say roughly, I would say just give it about 3 years max.
3 years. So he only got a year left in office.
Yeah, but he'll get everything started.
Like, I know, but man, sometimes that's just, and that's another thing. As soon as he get in, he gonna be a lame duck. You got to realize that.
Well, again,
he gonna be a lame duck.
Hold on. Even if he becomes a lame duck, he's gonna start. Will he have the ability to stop funding in Ukraine? Yes or no?
I don't know.
He will.
Because the Senate and the Congress gonna have to prove it, right?
No. Biden started. He did all that without their approval. So Trump can end it without their approval. They didn't get approval. Biden did that shit on his own.
I thought the Senate and the Congress had to vote on that though.
No, by law they do. But Biden's been doing some ill shit. You've been paying attention. He's been doing some ill shit.
No,
and they
man.
Let him get away with it. What do you mean, no, man? No?
Because this would have been a lovely Republican talking point. Biden's doing shit.
It's a uniparty. That's why they trying to indict Trump, because Trump's the only one speaking out on it. The damn rhinos are Republican in name and only.
This is what I don't understand about the MAGA folks, man.
Okay.
Like, politics is, I don't want to say it's a team sport. You're gonna have to play a little bit like, it's 3 branches of the government. Right? The executive, and they all working together. So Trump really has no allies in those.
They're not working together. Huh? They're not working with Trump. They working with the damn
that's what I'm saying. But that's how they keep it going, man. Because if you really watch, like, even our debt and our surplus, it only surges maybe like 2 or 3 points. Like, we'll have a surplus usually when it's Democrats. Then we'll have a deficit. I'm telling you, look, Clinton had a surplus, right?
We had a surplus under Trump.
No, he depleted it to
it didn't get depleted until Biden came. No.
Yes, Trump depleted it.
I'm gonna let you have that because I understand you watch fake news like that, so I get it.
Man, come on, man. So you think I'm lying about that?
Your sources, okay. Let me ask you this. So your sources did not say they did not talk about the Russian collusion.
Pence, it was a question to Mike Pence. I was watching a debate early, and they asked him. He was like, "With this debt, it was 8 trillion. I want to say, but I mean, the lady just rounded off, but it was like 7.8.
Right.
And Pence, started giving off the bland talking points, but like literally, he confirmed it. Like under Trump, me and President Trump, yada yada yada. You know how Pence get. I stopped listening, but I'm just saying he confirmed it. Pence himself. So that's Trump's right hand man. So
That's
did
not
it.
Trump's right hand man. No, you didn't want.
At that time, he was.
No.
At that time, he was. He was the right hand man.
He's not his right hand man now. So he's lying.
Yeah, but I'm saying right now. At the time when they were in office together, he was the right hand man. So
no, at the time, no, I agree with you, Ron, at the time. But right now, during that debate, no, he's lying. That's bullshit.
Now, why would he lie?
Because he wants to get elected. He think he has a chance, which is a joke. Yeah, I don't even know why you watch that shit. None of them people have a chance, man. He's so far behind. Trump is ahead. Now he's so far.
Who's busted out? I'm sorry, the Barack. What's his name?
Barack Obama.
What's the Indian cat's name who's running for Republican?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. But
he was the little spots I was watching. He was doing it. He kind of seemed like a minority Trump. He was talking about being a patriot. His parents came here. They came with nothing. Now he's a billionaire. I'm just saying he had the crowd going.
That's all. That's fake.
I think he's gonna try and use a little bit.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid, brother. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. All those people up there in that Republican thing are what they call uniparty. They rhinos. Trump is the only one with experience.
He's funding his own campaign. He ain't taking no sponsors.
That's a lie. Hey, if you believe that there's a bridge I want to sell you in Alaska.
He said that's a lie.
That's a damn lie.
Why you hook up with RBR, man?
Who?
RBR, remember the dude? RBR, Real Brother Radio.
Oh, because he wants an echo chamber, bro. And he was talking shit about you. I said, oh no, he ain't gonna talk shit about Ron, bro. Nah, he ain't gonna.
No, man, that's what he do, man. It's cool. It's like that ugly shit, man. No, you pay him. No.
So it's all good. Okay, well, how about you go in there for me and be my, be a representative, and maybe we can.
I told you I was banned. But
wait a minute. Wait. So he okay? So you on some ill shit then, bro? I will never ban you over here.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's just, man, he's crazy, bro. He's crazy.
Okay.
I mean, he cool, but I can't come on the panel, but I'm in the chat messing with his head.
That's kind of tyrannical, but okay, I get it.
Yeah, he's definitely on that.
Yeah, it's a little tyrannical, man. I'm too much of a freedom lover.
Yeah. But he's hilarious, man. He's hilarious.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we got somebody like that too, man. Shout out to Angels Nothing Upset. We got somebody like that too, man. We trying to I can tell Real Brother, he's one of those soapboxers, man. And I've been on the internet for a long time, bro. When I was on first came, I didn't even have all this, the gray. So when I see a soapboxer, I it's only so much soapboxing I can do, man. But yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, if the brother, we'll see, Ron. I ain't gonna keep the door closed, man. We'll see.
Yeah, he's just a good comic relief, man. But let me ask you a question now. Now, Trump could literally be a felon.
Yeah.
But in some states, it's illegal for felons to vote, and yet he can run the country, man. Come on, the dynamics of that don't even look good as president. We shouldn't even want somebody.
It looks great. But see, Ron, what you don't understand, there's something that's called the paradigm shift. I'm old. I don't know if you're old enough.
Man, then we should have a Pookie or Ray Ray. Somebody who reformed like a Stanley. I won't say Pookie or Ray Ray, but a Stanley Tukey. Ain't that's my man who passed away?
Yeah.
The cat who started the gang in LA, the Christian.
Right. Well, first of all,
but I'm saying it shouldn't be Trump, because he's not that guy. Like he been he used his name to even get on. You know what I'm saying? Like he part of
Guess
the
who
one
helped him
that
get on?
always has been. He ain't gonna change the game. He just gonna take it for himself. He gonna just yeah, man. That's what he
I'm
tried.
going based on his record, man. Based on his
You
last.
gotta watch the other because it's almost like when he be saying, I didn't take a salary for my 4 years, but yeah, you charged the CIA three times as much to stay in your hotels, and you went to your hotels you came in Mar-a-Lago every weekend, so you recouped the money, and then your kids got $2 billion from the Saudis,
And Biden's children don't.
but they didn't work for the government. You dig what I'm saying?
So,
That's the difference.
Okay, Ron.
Hey,
We got. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like I don't think the Hunter shit was cool either because he used his dad's name, but the one thing that separated him is he wasn't working in the government. Like he had
Okay,
enough. That's what I'm
Ron,
saying. Like it's just they making us look bad, man. Like that they ain't, there's no sleight of hand. They just out in the open with it. I feel
okay,
you.
so Ron, we got two choices. Okay, we got Biden and we got Trump. As far as I'm concerned, Trump, looking at Biden's what Bidenomics did and what Trump did, Trump had a way better economy. Okay, gas was cheaper, food was cheaper, property
He had
tax
a way better economy until when COVID. So that wiped it out. Like we got to go on his record. You can't just talk about the good part. Like when COVID came,
yeah, but ever
he
since
didn't do
Biden
nothing.
been in office, it's been going all down. It's been going
That's
all
going
down.
what you mean. It's
What
still
I
the
mean,
highest unemployment rate amongst blacks and Hispanics. Every time
that was under that's under Biden.
Huh?
That's under Biden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still the
So
lowest unemployment rate.
Trump had the highest employment rate for Hispanics and blacks and Native Americans.
No, I'm saying that's the same thing. Unemployment rate.
No. You didn't hear me.
No.
The whole no. There is more. Listen to what I'm saying. There is more black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are unemployed under Biden. Okay, there were more people employed of color.
No, man,
under Trump.
The job. You don't watching Fox? Oh no, you don't. Because every time the jobs numbers come out, they're like, how the fuck does he keep doing this? Every month it's only supposed to be like 100 to be 300,000. I ain't saying the jobs are like in tech and everything, but it's still growing, bro. Like you can't. I ain't trying to knock them, but it's still growing.
Again, this is the same source that said Russia collusion. So I'm sorry, I can't believe all that.
Fox Business on the job.
I just know. Look, I can only judge.
You go to the do you go to the president website then and check on the job numbers because they will have the official records. So that's what well do that then. I don't think Fox lying, but go.
But see, at the end of the day, but Ron, at the end of the day, I'm still looking at the gas prices. I'm still looking at property tax. Do you own your own house, Ron?
No, I don't know my own house.
You know, but rent went up for you though. It just went up.
Rent, yeah, definitely.
Right. You know how I know that?
Because it's part of life, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. It's called inflation.
Oh man,
it's called paying for goddamn. It's called paying for those Ukrainians over in Europe and over here and over in goddamn Germany. That's what that's called, sir.
I mean, I totally agree. I think the government needs to be shrunken down.
Biden, sir. Trump said he's going to stop that.
No, he ain't.
Right. Because at the end of the day, Ron, you do understand.
Take off for himself, like he tried to do. Okay, let's talk about this Georgia case since we both here in Georgia. What do you think about that, man? You think she got a solid case?
It's fraudulent.
You really did? You listen to the phone?
I did.
Even when he was asking him. Even when Brad Raffensperger was like, "Look, hold on, it's hilarious." I think I'm gonna do it I was thinking about doing a couple videos to that because this is one part when Trump like Brad Raffensperger like, "Sir," he talking about the lady. I mean, people who was doing the ballot reading and they stopped and went under the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember what arena. Brad Raffensperger was, "Sir, I'm gonna send you the link of the security video where it shows everything that they was." He was like, "I don't care about that link. Just give me those votes." I mean, Trump is funny though, man. But I'm just saying, you can't be
Hey, I'm
telling.
with Trump. And like I said, if they
But look,
convict
you
Trump
gotta
and give him an
realize
equal
what that phone
bracelet,
call
I'm still
was,
voting
man.
for him
You know
because
when
he
that
gonna
phone
fix the
call
economy.
took place.
Oh, go ahead,
See,
I'm
that's
sorry.
very important too. When he called him on January the 1st, 6 days
Ron,
before
I gotta ask you, why is that phone
Biden.
call important? How does that phone call
Because
affect the economy?
because he had exercised all his legal rights in court. That's how. Like, no, come on, that's on the books. He had lost like them 60 cases by then.
Ron, I'm still trying to wonder, how does that affect my pockets though, Ron? I'm just saying, all this,
I'm not
court
talking
stuff
about
and
that.
how
We
does it affect
literally
my
talking about
pockets?
our democracy. I dig what you're saying
Man,
about
fuck the
democracy.
democracy. How about my
But,
pockets?
okay, so if we don't have no democracy, you really ain't gonna have none
We
of these.
gotta no, we're gonna have democracy. Let's
No, but
put
I'm
Trump back
saying
in
if
office
we if we go,
so he can save the dollar. Because if there ain't no money, ain't gonna be no democracy.
yeah, but I'm saying Trump gonna try and take all the money, and it still ain't
No,
gonna
he
be no
not.
democracy. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Okay. I mean, we gonna
Money.
fall.
First of all, the
Eventually.
dollar ain't
I'm
worth shit.
saying with
The dollar
Trump,
ain't worth shit.
look, Trump is like the death chair, and Biden is like a life in prison. So you got to pick which one you want. Which one
Wait,
you
what?
want? You want to die?
Biden just killed the dollar. What are you talking about? He just killed the dollar.
Man, come on, man.
Biden just killed the goddamn dollar.
So the dollar never goes up or goes down. I remember when it was
The dollar
22.
is dead, sir.
What you
No,
mean?
there is now a new gold standard, like BRICS. You've heard of BRICS?
No, you keep mentioning it though.
Okay, BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. All these countries, and now we're going to have goddamn Saudi Arabia jump on. We're depending on the dollar. They propped up the dollar. And this is why we wanted to go to war with Russia. Well, guess what? Russia, China, and all these BRICS countries now have taken their money and put it on the gold standard.
It's over. It's over. You might as well not vote for anybody. It is over.
No. Trump, no.
How can he reverse? So you telling me when Trump get in, BRICS is going to dismantle?
No. What I'm saying is that
let us into the fold.
What I'm saying, hear me out. What I'm saying is that our tax dollars going to Ukraine is going to dismantle.
Well, I'm just saying
we may not have we may no longer be the world power, but we will still be a power internally. And that's why Trump can at least save that part of America.
Power internally.
Meaning our economy, our dollar will still fluctuate in this country, okay? It just won't fluctuate in those other countries.
Why you think it went, especially with you acting like Trump is the only one who can do anything at any given time. He just can't make laws like
Biden and Trump. Yeah, Trump, between those two choices, yeah, Trump is the better choice.
But I'm saying, why are you giving Trump so much power? Like he's just a president.
Because Trump is going to eliminate all that money going from Ukraine, and that will cause the food to go down. That will cause the gas to go down. He's going to bring subsidies back to the oil industry.
And then everything's going to magically turn around. That one step, you're saying.
It's going to turn. It's going to turn around. Yes, it will.
Everything. So you think our economy is solely hurting because of this war? No other
factors. Hell yeah. No. Man, that goddamn war is draining the shit out of us. What?
Wow.
What? So you haven't been following this whole war thing, apparently. You haven't been, you need to subscribe to the arena.
Republicans will be talking about it as much as you have been.
Apparently, you have not been following me on this channel.
The brink of disaster because of the Ukrainian war.
That Ukrainian war is draining the fuck out of us.
No, you don't think.
And on top of us giving them weapons, we have to take care of their people, not only in America but over in Europe. We got to take over in Germany and France.
Wait, Germany and France ain't helping us?
No.
They were helping us with this.
They're helping us with what?
They're not helping. So this is
on
our backs now.
It's all. That's why they don't like Trump, because Trump said you got to goddamn help pay this shit. They've been goddamn France, Germany, and England has been goddamn welfaring off of us forever when it comes to goddamn military. That's why we've run out of bullets. Have you not been listening to the news, Ron? That's why that we have to,
So you saying now you go with that talking point too? We out of bullets.
Why are we sending out? Hold on, Ron. Why are we sending outdated cluster bombs over to Ukraine?
Because we don't want to give them our good shit.
Even if we give them our bad shit, you know that costs us. You know that's cost. They taking money out of your pockets, sir.
If that was already made, it's already paid for, though, right?
No, sir.
If it's already made, you don't think it's already
it
made.
takes money. Even get the bad shit over there, it takes money to do that. We have a whole Atlantic Ocean that we have to cross and get that shit over to them.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's not cost, but I'm saying it's just old shit we already had that's been paid for.
Okay, but even the old shit, bro, you're not following the money, baby. Even the old shit you got to get across the Atlantic. Guess who's paying for that?
And we are with our Navy and Army, right?
Right. And guess who said he's going to stop that?
Trump. I just don't.
And that's why I wasn't watching the damn Rhino debate tonight. That's why I didn't watch it.
And the powers that be, like, they're not going to let Trump. You understand
Trump
that? Hold on. I'm saying it ain't just. I heard a couple of Democrats say it, though. I mean, Republicans say that they would still vote for Trump, but you got to get more people in the fold. Trump's not doing that. Not doing that, man.
So you're saying Biden's going to win?
I don't know.
He's not.
Why don't we just, we should make a conscious effort to get Cornel West in there. We can convince enough people, buddy. Me and you.
What did Cornel West say about the war, though?
I don't care. Just not Trump.
You don't care? No, bro. Say no, bro. I can't. No.
Not Trump or Biden. Man.
I'll tell you what Cornel West said. He said the same thing Trump is saying. He said we need to end the war. So I'm glad you brought up Cornel West. He's saying him and Kennedy are saying the same thing Trump is saying. To end the war. Now, because they're going to cheat, because they're cheating Cornel West right now because that's how the Democratic Party get down. They cheated Bernie Sanders. It's nothing for them to cheat goddamn Cornel West, and they're going to cheat Kennedy. That's how they get down.
Republicans are siding towards Trump, even though he keep dissing them.
The numbers are going to. They're going to have to get on board.
Come on, see, you ain't even want to say yes, man. Yeah,
wait. Okay, ask the question again. Hold on. Let me ask the question again.
I'm saying you don't think the Republican Party, just like the Democratic Party, is leaning towards Trump. They're doing the same thing. They're getting they ducks in a row for Trump because they got to play the game no matter who the nomination is. You see what I'm saying? No.
I see what you're saying. I just don't agree with it, but okay, I hear you out. I'm just like,
I mean, they can wait till the last man, then hop on that Trump train. Of course, they're gonna try this. They want somebody else. You don't think the Republican Party wants somebody else?
Of course, they want somebody else, and that's why they had that ridiculous debate tonight.
But do you think if Trump is the nominee, they're gonna fall in line with him?
They ain't got no choice.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's what.
Okay. Well, let me say this. A lot of these indictments, a lot of rhinos are behind that shit too. It ain't just the Democratic Party.
Man, like, bro, Trump was really trying to take. It's the audacity, man. He lost. Like, I think that was a tipping point because I know you was talking about Hillary, or somebody was talking about Hillary. Or Trump said that in his interview that Hillary was still disputing the election, right. But she was at his inauguration, so she accepted his presidency.
Right, he mentioned that tonight. He was
at, she was there, but was Trump at Biden's?
Huh?
Did Trump go to Biden's inauguration?
No, because he cheated.
How though?
Oh, you didn't see the videotape here in Georgia where they were stuffing ballots?
Wait, hold on. I just told you about when Brad Raffensperger said he was going to send Trump the full link of that video so he could watch it moment by moment and see what the employees were doing. Trump said he didn't even want to see it. He just wanted to vote.
Ron, I don't need Trump to verify what I saw.
But
what I saw at the Farmers Arena was them stuffing ballots. That's what I saw.
Okay, but I'm going to have to start telling. Like Denzel said in Training Day, it ain't what you know, it's what you can prove. Was it proven?
Wait a minute. Whoa.
But I'm saying,
I know I look old, but I got 20/20 vision. You know that, right?
No, but I'm saying in court.
What do I need the doctors know?
Yeah, no, I'm saying in court where Trump went.
I don't need a court. I know what I saw.
What did you see, man?
I saw them stuffing ballots at the Farmers
How
Arena.
do this is my thing. How do you know where they were for Trump or Biden?
Because when they stopped it, Trump was ahead by 51 points. And
I know. I'm saying
Biden,
those specific votes. How do you know who they went to? You didn't see the paper. You
no,
didn't
it
see the
said
outlet.
it said 100%. It said 100% for
at
Biden.
that location.
Huh?
At that location. See, I ain't see that on the video where it said 100%. Where did it say that on the video?
Oh, it said that. Oh. It said
No,
that.
like literally, like they didn't show on the video the tally of Trump or Biden. They didn't show any of the tally, right?
They did show the tally. You saw the results. So first of all, you saw before they stopped, they said they were going to stop because there was a pipeline that burst. Do you remember they said there was a pipeline that burst?
Yeah, but nothing
There was
happened.
never a pipeline that
came
burst.
right back, right?
Huh?
You said, but I'm saying, like all those court cases.
Did a pipeline burst?
I don't think so. I don't know.
No, they debunked that. That's been debunked. No pipeline burst.
This is my thing.
So there was shenanigans.
I understand how you feel, and you know it. But
No. Did they say no, Ron?
No.
They said a pipeline burst.
They said a pipeline burst, from what I recall.
Okay. And did they debunk that pipeline burst?
I don't think the pipeline burst. No, but I'm saying,
did they debunk the pipeline bursting?
I don't know if they did, but yeah, I remember them saying it. But Brad Raffensperger, hold on, no. But Brad Raffensperger, who is he? He's the Secretary of Election. He told Trump,
I don't care who Raffensperger is. I'm telling you that they cheated. I watched it in real time. They said that a pipe burst, they had to stop. There was never no pipe burst. They debunked that. They were cheating.
So they got away
because
with
you're
it.
dancing. You're doing the dance. You're doing
you're
doing a James Brown. You're doing a James Brown right now.
No, I'm just saying that. Let's just say that's true. Right? Jump back and kiss yourself.
You're doing a James Brown right now. You're doing a James Brown. I'm asking you.
This is my
pipe. Did they say that a pipe burst? They had to stop everything because a pipe burst, right?
From what I can recall, they did. And then
that's been debunked. What I'm telling you right now, sir, is that's been debunked. So why did they stop all that? Because they said a pipe burst. If a pipe never bursted, that means there was some funny business going on there.
Okay.
But I don't need Ratzenberger. I don't need Trump. I don't need no judge because I saw that shit in real time. You know, I have 20/20 vision. Do you need a doctor's note, sir?
I think I might.
You need okay, I'll get a doctor. You know what? I'll get you a doctor's note. I'll get you a doctor's note.
But this is what I'm saying. So they cheated and got away with it pretty much because this is like 3 ye's ago. So how's Trump? He's out of power. How is he going to do anything to stop them from cheating again?
Well, there's a book you want to read it's called Rigged. They got people in place now. They're not playing that shit twice.
What do you mean?
First of all,
people in place, like secretaries.
They got people in place to make sure that everybody go by the laws because when we had COVID-19.
No, I'm saying who got them? Who got them?
Huh?
Who's these people in place? I mean, you know, who put them in place?
Republicans. They're Republicans.
Oh, they're all Republicans.
I can't divulge their information, but they're two Republicans. They're MAGAs out there.
You said two people gonna control the whole election?
No, they're true MAGAs. I said they true MAGAs out there.
Oh, true.
They're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe this time.
They're not gonna fall.
Even if COVID, because they're trying to stir up the COVID thing again, right? You know they're trying to do that.
I've heard that on several.
It's not happening.
Channels.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Have you heard that country dude, rich man of rich town or something like that?
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
What you think about that? I haven't heard it.
I mean, it's just a country song. I mean, hell, I grew up when NWA said "fuck the police." I mean,
I know that's what about the other dude, Jason?
Yeah, Jason something. I don't know, Albrecht or something. I mean, hell, he's just a country singer. I don't, I mean,
you haven't listened to that one either. I mean, they were trying to say something about. I mean, you know how the culture war is. You got to have in order to have a hero, you got to have a villain and shit.
I mean, I take that with a grain of salt, man. Like I said, because we got rappers out here that murdered 1 million people. They done moved 1,000 keys. So, it's just entertainment. So if you say don't come to my town, they don't.
Today's rap, you got to They got to do that shit. Then you get famous.
No, now you do, but I remember
Yeah,
the NWA didn't have to do all that.
Studio gigs, as they say.
They can't even enjoy their royalties now because most of them were dying before like age 23. So, but that's I guess we need to do a hip hop show. That's a whole nother topic, brother.
That's crazy, man. You never thought they'd be getting so much money and just act like it's so frivolous, man.
In fact, since we're talking about rap, you know the DA Fannie Willis, right? You know her. You know who's prosecuting Trump.
She had sex with a gang member too.
Yeah, you know the guy. His name Big Nut, right? You know he's from the Inglewood Bloods, right?
I mean, like this is I've heard that on.
No, it's a fact. He's the Inglewood Bloods because
the same thing, man.
The reason why, okay, so you know, Big Nut was the Inglewood Blood.
Dude named Brian Craig. You should go on his talk show.
Okay,
he would
love you. I'm just gonna get you information real quick, Ron. Just some jewels you can take home. You know, when you go to sleep. Big Nut, who is allegedly involved with Fannie, who's the head DA, is from Inglewood. He's part of the Inglewood Bloods. He's dead now. And guess who they so right now there's a guy named
said the same thing. They had beef with Slim Thug and she taking revenge out on him.
Right. And Slim Thug, he's another set of a different type of blood. So you got bloods on bloods fighting. Okay. So the point I'm making is that Big Nut was from Inglewood. Guess where Fannie's from?
Oh, so Big Nut, you mean he was from Inglewood, California? Because I think
Big Nut was from Inglewood, California.
Was a Black Panther, right? You know that too.
Wait, who are we talking? Wait. You going too fast. We're talking about Big Nut, the blood, right?
You said Inglewood, California, right?
Yes, Inglewood, California.
Yeah, and that's where Fannie from. Or I want to say, I know she's from Cali.
You ahead of the game. You ahead of the game, baby.
Yeah, her father was a Black Panther. Then
he was also from Inglewood.
Then he became a lawyer for the Black Panthers.
Right.
So you saying that Fannie Lou is the criminal defense, who I think is doing this to make a political run more than anything.
Of course.
Would then
sloppy
jeopardize herself like by doing this?
She's sloppy.
She's okay. First Slim Thug and now this.
She's sloppy.
Nah, come on, man. That seems too cunning. You can't be that smart and stupid.
Well, guess what? Guess what Kemp just passed on Friday?
What?
He passed the bill saying that they passed a bill saying they can evict prosecutions. They now have the power to evict prosecutions. They didn't say no names.
Why are they saying that? I don't know about that.
Well, you don't. No. They passed the bill. It's passed. Do I need to bring up the article, sir?
Yeah, they in session.
No. They passed. No, it's passed.
How? They not in session. When did they do it?
You know what? George Kemp, apparently Mr. Kemp had already this in the oven and he just passed it on Friday. Man. And he said, what? I'm confused. What's going on, right? The governor, the Georgia governor,
Kemp, yeah. I didn't hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't hear about what you heard of here from the arena.
Okay. I'm gonna have to confirm.
You can't miss a show. You can't. I'm trying to tell you, can't miss a show. I'd be on it.
I gotta get ready for work in the morning. In the morning, man. But I appreciate you letting me up, man. As always, great conversation.
Yeah, man. Anytime, I don't know. I know you had that situation. You know, I'm a upgrade, man. So anytime you want to do a show on here, I know you got your channel. You do it on your channel here, and if anything goes down, you can always still do a show on here, man. You know, I try to. Man,
yeah. I forgot all about, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that, bro.
When you doing another show?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, same time.
Around 6:30 ish.
All right. But I mean, you'll post up. I see the notification.
Yeah. Don't miss the show, man, because we gonna talk about Prigozhin tomorrow, man.
All right. So it's the world tomorrow, right? The whole
Yes, the
world.
world news tomorrow. Like, okay, Tuesdays we do local, just strictly local. And then what's today? Today Wednesday.
Yeah, today Wednesday.
And then sometimes I'll do the show from the, like, if there's some breaking news, I'll just like what I said, just be subscribed. I'll just, like today, Prigozhin got killed in a plane crash. So I just did like a
Did they confirm he did?
well, they saying that he was on the list on the plane. So yeah, they saying, yeah, he was on that plane.
So dude,
they ain't got no dental records, but I'm pretty sure, huh?
He was like a restaurateur, from what I heard. To own restaurants and let Putin come to his restaurants, but then he turned on them or something like that. They said he had billionaire, man, or was.
Yeah, he was a billionaire. Yeah, man. He
they said he owned I guess some chain restaurants up there, or restaurants got money.
Yeah, me and MD actually played one of his movies, man. He got a fire movie out. Man, you need to check out that movie. Yeah. Shit is fire.
Yeah, I gotta get on. I'm not as good on the world stage as I am local.
Oh man, you're being lazy, brother. You're being lazy. It's all tied together. It's a microcosm. One's a microcosm, one was a macrocosm.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, do you think like Republic? That's what I don't understand it with that point with Trump. Like, it just seemed like he dead weight because Republicans ain't gonna work with him if he get in office. Like, you gotta have them working with you at least. You gotta have the Senate. One of them.
He's gonna be able to do some executive orders for the economy.
Be able to do so much.
Hey, the economy's good enough for me.
Like, you only
he's gonna do some executive orders on that economy.
Huh?
He's gonna do some executive orders on the economy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they hold out for 4 years. But I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think we don't expect too, man. Food at Rico. He's gonna have a few.
He'll fix the economy. He'll put money back in your pockets, Ron. I promise you.
Man, I'm telling you, he's gonna make it. Did you hear about, before I go, did you hear about that they were saying he's disqualified from even the 14th Amendment?
That's fake news, brother. That's fake news.
Oh man, that's
I know the Constitution very well. No, nowhere in the Constitution does it say that being a convicted felon disqualifies you. That's a myth.
No, it was something about going against the government.
No, they got to prove that, sir. They got to prove it.
I think
they're not gonna be able to prove it.
Nah, hold on.
And even if let's say they convict and he gets president, he can pardon himself.
I don't think you can pardon yourself for your own crimes. From what I heard is he could, if he get elected, he can step down and have a vice president pardon. Make her, whoever it is, president.
I don't know who you heard that from. That's fake news, brother.
That's what I heard.
We got to do. I tell you, you know what? You want to debate the Constitution, don't you?
I'm just saying, like, I was just asking.
I'm a constitutionalist, right?
I was just asking if you heard about the 14th Amendment clause with that. That's why they're trying to say Trump is.
I know the 14th Amendment. That's why I know it's bullshit.
But is there a part in there about insurrection against the government or taking actions in?
First of all, they got to prove that. But no, they can't disqualify him. They can't.
No, what I'm saying is it's something.
No, what you're talking about, if Trump did any of that, he'd be facing a death penalty. If he did any of that, you do know that, right? Insurrectionists get death penalties.
But I don't think it's insurrection. That's what they were saying. Like he said,
seditionists get death penalties. All that, what you're saying in the Constitution, it constitutes death penalties.
No, but it was talking about barring a person from running. It wasn't death. It literally said barring a person from running again, or what I'm saying, disqualification.
Trust me, we'll go through it, and I'll prove that it's fake news, brother.
I'm gonna look.
That's what I'm gonna start debunking these goddamn news sources that y'all got. It's fake news, bro. They got Trump derangement syndrome that they just making up shit, just like Russia.
Was talking about it one was a federal judge and had been on the bench for not 60 years, but 16 years, and the other one was a law professor, a constitutional law professor. So I'm just telling you, it's on CNN. Maybe
you can tell me about law professors. I mean, that's cool, but I still know the Constitution. I don't care what law professor gets on here. I know Constitution just like the rest of them.
I'm saying
Constitution is straightforward.
But it's what you can prove in court, right? It ain't what you know. That's what I was saying earlier. It ain't what you know, it's what you can prove. And that's what I mean by
Nah,
like court.
and I got that with court cases, but the Constitution is straightforward. Like you can't prove.
End up in court.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Let me give you an example. Can you prove in the court of law, or can anybody, the best lawyer, prove that this was established as a Christian nation? Can you do that?
And we go again. It wasn't.
No, it's simple. Right?
That it wasn't.
That's why I use that example, because a lot of people have a misnomer that this is a Christian nation, right?
Yeah,
You agree with that, right?
yeah, we can prove that it was or wasn't, but it wasn't.
Right. So that same way with what you're talking about. It's straightforward. It can be proven that's.
I'm gonna go as soon as I get off. See, damn it, I'm supposed to be going to bed. Man.
Okay, man, that's fine. You know what? We're gonna do a show tomorrow. You can come on anytime.
No, we ain't gonna end up. We're gonna do it. No, we're gonna learn about that. I need to expand my brain, so we're gonna learn about the world. That's gonna always be here.
No, that's fine. No, what I'm saying is we versatile over here, and anything that you bring, especially the Constitution,
yeah,
I love.
That's what I'm saying. So just do the world one. I'll look it up before I say something else.
Okay. What happened? I'm sorry, I missed that.
No, I was just saying before I bring it up again, I'm gonna look it up because you're trying to. That's know the Constitution,
yeah. But no, they can't disqualify Trump, man. That's fake news.
I don't know, but
the only thing they could try to do is try to cheat again. Say, "Oh, COVID lockdown. Oh, everybody, COVID lockdown." That's all they can do, and we ain't going for that shit.
You don't find that kind of like weak on Trump. For months and months he said something about them cheating and didn't do anything to stop them from cheating. And he was the president back then. So how can he stop him now? And he
tried to, and now they trying to indict him. He tried to do what
he had the power. Biden didn't have the power. It was Trump. Trump was the president. He had the laptop.
Because we didn't know how they were cheating. Now we know how they're cheating.
How did they cheat?
We got their number now, huh?
How did we know how they cheated, man?
Well, there's a book called Rigged, and you will know that Mark Zuckerberg hired like technicians to. No, it's they admitted it.
Who?
This is not some tinfoil hat. This shit is documented. They said we're gonna get Trump out of office.
All right, I'm about to go and look Rigged, and then the 14th.
Yeah, look up the book Rigged, man. That got everything in there. Everything that they cheated. Like I said, I'm supposed to be debating MD. I can prove the cheating all day long with just one chapter. Just with Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg alone, I can prove goddamn.
Now you saying Mark Zuckerberg paid people to do what now?
They had organizations to go into the swing states, and they put in these zip drives, and they control. And see, that's why this is high tech shit. They flip the votes for Biden. It's all electronic, and because a lot of people don't know that high tech shit, all that done, they can't. How can you prove it unless you know that technology shit? Yeah, he hired a lot of people that goddamn switched that shit, and they fucking switched the votes, and that's where goddamn Biden got all his votes from.
But in Georgia, didn't you have a paper ballot?
Right, and he paid, or he had 3 organizations. He had the technical one, he had the stuffing ballots one, and then he had some other third one. It's in the book. I can't remember what the third one was, but Mark Zuckerberg had all that covered, and he spent like millions on that shit. And they came out and admitted it. It's in the book, but people they got amnesia, just like you got amnesia when they were stuffing the ballots at the Farmers Arena. You seem to don't remember that, but I remember it quite well. And I'll bring my doctor's note that show that my eyes are very good.
that don't mean you're seeing right, brother.
No, they can do the 3-card money on the rest of y'all. They can't do it to me. You see these gray hairs? No,
that video didn't show any results. That's the funny part. Like they didn't show them like results. Like here it is.
No, I keep telling you, they did show the results. They showed right before they stopped. Trump was at 43%. Biden was at 47%. The screen froze, and then they said, "Oh, there's a water break. Oh, everybody go home."
Wait, let me ask you a question. When did they start counting the mail-in votes?
Say what?
What time did they start counting the mail-in votes? Because you know they don't count them before the day of. What time did they start counting them? They don't start
I can
counting.
only tell you what time they allegedly stopped,
See,
sir. And when they
stop.
stopped at 10 o'clock at night, when they said there was a water main break, Trump was at 53%, Biden was at 47%.
What I'm saying, like, they do the mail-in vote separately.
Oh gosh.
Right? So Biden would have to like know every location to start to bring them. They couldn't just bring them to that one location at State Farm Marina.
That's why I said it wasn't just Biden. It was goddamn Zuckerberg. It was goddamn
You think Mark Zuckerberg worked with Biden for what though? Because like Facebook
to get Trump out of office. That's what they said, to get Trump out of office.
So you think Mark Zuckerberg even cared if Trump was in office or not?
Yeah, he said it.
Why?
I'm talking about direct quote. He said we need to get Trump out of office. This is what Mark Zuckerberg said.
For what?
And he paid them organizations.
What you think Trump was doing to Facebook? Nothing. He was having dinner with dude. He had dinner with dude. So like, why would Mark Zuckerberg?
For some reason, Mark Zuckerberg admitted that he's gonna put billions and trillions of dollars to get Trump out of office. And he said, people, this is in the book. This is documented. I'm telling you what Mark Zuckerberg said. He said that we are going to work to get Trump out of office. Now you can interpret that how you want. I know what they did. It's all in the book. Read. Molly Hemingway.
All right, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. You gave me some food for thought, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, like I said, and I'll bring my doctor's note. You know, if you need to go down to Grady and get, I'll get a doctor's note. Because I know what I saw.
Maybe Northside. I don't know about Grady. Northside.
Northside Grady. I'll bring you a doctor's note. I mean, does it have to be from Northside? Because you start dancing, you might start doing the James Brown. I'll get a doctor note from both of them. How about that? Is that suffice?
That's all right. Anyway,
you dancing. Ron, I like you just because you're a good dancer, boy. You know it. Yeah, you dancing, bro.
All right, man. You have a good night, man.
All right, good night, man.
Peace.
All right, man. Peace. Shout out to Ron, man. Shout out to Deacon. Shout out to shout out to Lacey. Shout out to Deacon, of course. Oh, Axon was up in here, man. Hey, man, what's going on, Axon? Shoot, man. Shout out to Alexander Great, man. Oh, we had a packed house tonight. Oh shit, okay. Y'all know where y'all. Oh, Jesse, man. Shout out to Jesse, man, up there in Colorado. Shout out. West Side. Shout out to Twin, man, and shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to MD. Shout out to Yanga. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Nature Mom. Anybody I miss? Angel Snuffed Up 7. Rule Breaker. Leah Mohammed. Who else? Who else is a damn Trump supporter? And anybody goddamn that watch this tonight, man. Thank you. We'll be on tomorrow to talk about Prigozhin. We doing Arena of Brawl, so it's gonna be fire. Y'all don't want to miss that. We out, y'all. Peace.